we are going to continue with the same topic of the previous lesson, which it was what was childhood. As we know, childhood is basically the first stages in your life when you were really young or when you were in school, basic and middle school. But in this lesson, we are going to talk about some specific grammar points that we need to master in order to talk about childhood memories. And basically, there are some grammar points that create a little bit of confusion. For example, do and make are really common when we construct sentences, but sometimes we don't know how to use it correctly. So I'm going to explain that, and also the uses of used to and the past simple tense. First, the use of past simple and used to, we already know what their uses, but I'm going to establish some difference that they have. Used to is basically to talk about past habits and states, like you did something in the past some time ago, but the habit is not there anymore. Okay, you used to do something when you were a child, but you don't do it anymore. For example, I used to do my homework really early, but I don't do it anymore. That's an example. It was a habit that I did it, but I don't do it anymore. In past simple tense is describe something which happened at a definite point at time in the past. I explained this, that with past simple, you sometimes, or most of the cases, you use a specific time to indicate when you did something. And the action finish is started and finished in the past, and that's it. For example, I did my homework yesterday. I played video games when I had 7 years old, but I don't do it anymore. So the difference basically is that used to is to talk about habits, something that you did but you don't do it anymore, and past simple is just to talk or to tell something that you did. And sometimes, or most of the cases, you need to use some time markers like last year, last week, last month, yesterday, last night, and etc. Other grammar points that it's necessary or that is really important, it's do and make. They are really necessary in order to understand about the childhood or how to construct sentences. Do is when someone performs actions, repetitive tasks, and obligations. In other words, says do is often used when referring to work or any kind of action itself. So it's basically when talked about action, works, or repeated activities. But make is for creating, producing, and constructing. So that is the use of make when you talked about something that you have to construct, something that you have to make or produce. Let's read some examples. For do, I usually do my homework. So homework is a task, it's an activity. So that's why we are using do in this and not using make. But sentences using make. I had make plans. Let me make a phone call. Okay? Let's make hamburgers. All those sentences are talking about creating, because you are creating plans, you are creating something in your mind. Make a phone call, you are creating a phone call, you are producing something, a call. And here we are producing something, we are producing hamburgers. So what's some difference, some specific difference? With do is with a specific, non-specific activity. So when you said, for example, do something, do anything, not make something, make anything. No, when the activity is not specified, you will have to use do. And with works and tasks, as I already said, do your homework, do your chores. Like chores are house activities, but those are activities or tasks that you do repeatedly. Replace verb when obvious. So there are a lot of sentences when we remove the verb and we use do instead. For example, do the dishes. We don't say clean the dishes or wash the dishes. No, we can eliminate the verb clean or the verb wash by using do. Do the laundry. No, make the laundry. Okay. The other, it's about make. Make is to produce a reaction. Make you happy. If I do something It is because I want to make you happy. I want a reaction from you. Make you sad. The same thing. If I do another activity, it is because I want to make you sad. I want a reaction. Produce material made of good, made in China. Every single thing that is about constructing or making, creating things, you have to use make. Plans and decisions, make a plan, make a decision, because you are creating and constructing something in your head. That's why you are using make. So that's the difference, guys. Do is for most for activities, tasks, habits, and make is for produce, create, or construct. When you are talking about a production, a thing. Then here you have some examples, guys. The same thing with jobs and tasks. Do your job, do your chores, do anything, do something, do your hair. No, it's no like clean your hair or brush your hair. No, we can say do instead of that. And when make, we have a lot of things. For example, when food, drinks, or meals, as I said, when you are talking about a product, you use make. Make a cake because you have to construct it, you have to create it, and to make reactions, to make plans and decisions, speaking and sounds. Why you use make instead of do? Because when you speak and when you make a sound, you are creating and you are producing something. So that's the difference. Do with activities, with tasks, and make with things for creating or constructing, or with products itself.